click. This is cool.
How's everyone doing? Shout out to all you guys who have been here all day. I mean, obviously the crowd's dwindling a little bit, but it just goes to show you guys that, obviously you're all very, very interested on focusing and improving your business. So shout out to everyone for being here.
Yeah. Hey, first off, who really has loved this event so far today? Raise your hand. Yeah. Is this good? This is good stuff? Let's give them a round of applause for everything. So today we're just going to throw it back and forth. I love the fact that Dan he does videos in one way, I do videos in another way, and we both are doing it in such a unique way. We have different perspectives. So I'm going to throw it, and Dan, we can do questions back and forth.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to ask Dan, so talk about when you first started doing video. Before you even started doing video, like what it was the mindset of, okay, I'm going to do videos, and what was the process from 3 years ago, because that's when you started, to where you are right now?
Yeah, so for me, starting video was just a way of separating myself from the competition. So I joined as a 25-year-old who really didn't know much about real estate, didn't know much about business, but I knew I had to differentiate myself from the rest of my market. I mean, there's agents in my market who have been selling for 30, 40 years, right? So how am I, as a 25-year-old shithead, excuse my language, how am I going to compete with these people, and how am I going to stand out? And for me, that was video. It was marketing, social media, and more importantly, I was just having fun. Right, because our business, whether you're in mortgages, real estate sales, anything, it's incredibly taxing. And there's times where you have to be able to have fun, let loose, and just be yourself. So it was a combination of all of those. And in the very beginning, my videos were awful. I kind of still think they are, but.
Were you using your phone or camera? What were you doing at the time?
Yeah, so I mean, I started with just a cell phone and ring light. I might as well have had like a Motorola chocolate phone. Honestly, it was so bad. But obviously over time, through experience and through trials and tribulations, now you see the stuff that I have. But.
So. Is a transition, because I think a lot of people here, like, who has an iPhone in here? If you have an Android, okay, I'm not talking to you anymore. No, just kidding. But if you have a smartphone and you're in this room, you have no excuse not to create video content. And so I would love to hear from you the transition of doing with the phone to transitioning into getting the videographer, because I think a lot of you are probably wondering, like, how much is that going to cost? What's the process like? I'd love to hear from your perspective, then I'll share some ideas.
Yeah, so I think no matter what, you just have to put yourself out there. So whether it is using your iPhone, or hopefully you don't have an Android, but if it is an Android, then use it. You don't have to have a professional videographer following you around like Brad Lee when the guy's going to the bathroom or when he's making toast at midnight. It's just important to get yourself out there, whether it's phone or not. And listen, I started with really nothing, and now I do have the videographers, and I'm stepping up the quality of my content, but that wouldn't have been anything if I didn't start with my cell phone, and if I didn't have the experience and the practice, and if I didn't get over my insecurities, right? We all have insecurities about doing video and putting ourselves out there, and oftentimes we're our own biggest critique. Like, I'll tell you right now, I have crippling eczema, riddled with it. It's all over my face. I think I'm, I curse sometimes too much, right? And I'm my biggest critic. If I didn't tell you I had eczema, you probably wouldn't even have known about it. Now you all know my biggest, deepest secret, but it's a matter of just getting over that and putting yourself out there, because you can make money. And if you're not bragging about yourself, and if you're not putting yourself out there, then who's going to?
I like it. Before I forget, everybody get out your phones, if you haven't done so already, and do an Instagram story and tag, what's your handle?
DANONEIL, Dan Oneil _.
And I'm Brandon T. Adams, and we will reshare it, and I'm going to give you a course for free that's worth $1,000. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Get some more content.
Can I get it too, or?
You can get it too.
Okay, cool.
So I want to share just a quick thing that happened there, what I just said. So for those of you that go and share that, put that out there, what we're doing is we're getting people to follow us. And then what happens after that? When you guys go home, what are you going to do? You're going to go on your phone. I saw some of you today, or you're watching social media. You're going to come inside our life. I call it our own reality show. Social media. You're creating content. I'm creating content. People are following that. They're getting to see who we are, what we do, and how they can get help from us. And the most powerful thing, if you could take anything away here, and this is where we have our own ways of doing things. I love your entertainment side. The one thing that I do with video, and you'll see on my stories, I share my life. I share who I am, what I do, how I help people. Who I am, what I do, how I help people. Who I am, what's the next? And how I help people. And when you consistently do that, that becomes your brand. People are thinking of you. Before you know it, they're dreaming of us, right?
Hope
and,
so.
And it's the power of omnipresence. But the more you can share your story, and you think as a real estate agent, if you're in real estate mortgage, people buy from people, right? They connect with people. And if you are a mother, there's other mothers out there that want to work with you. If you are, let's say, a Christian, you believe in God, there's other people that believe in God that want to follow you. If you are a person that has struggled, which who in here has struggled in life? Yes. People can relate with you. If you can become relatable, people will want to buy from you. And if they just happen to know that you sell real estate, you do mortgages, you do video marketing, they're going to happen to buy from you versus somebody else. And what else? If they don't buy from you, they might tell somebody about you. So one thing about this is bring them into your life, your own reality show, show them what you do. When they get to know more about you, they're more likely to work from you. Does that resonate?
Wholeheartedly. I think it's really important to be authentically yourself. And how it's helped me in being myself and just, putting myself out there is now when I go on a listing appointment or even meeting some of you guys, you already feel like you know me. So I don't have to sell myself anymore. I don't have to go above and beyond and fight all those objections. I can kind of just show up and I get the deal, or I can make it happen. But if I was trying to be somebody that I'm not, it would never work. And people could smell that from a mile away.
I think a great example we both saw today, Bradley. Who liked Bradley's talk? It was amazing. So I'm sure 98% of you loved it. There's probably 2% in the crowd that said, I don't like that guy. But here's the thing. When you really tell it how it is and you just be you, people will love you for it. And it's proven how that's why he's built a big audience, because he's just being him. So many people on social media, I think, they're trying to be somebody they're not. And when you step back and just be who you really are, people are going to love you for it.
I agree. I mean, I'm lucky I don't have my vape on me right now. I'd be smoking on stage, right? But if you don't
want
want
a
to
cigar,
yeah, I wish.
We had it last night. But
If you don't want to work with me because I smoke a vape or because I say the F word maybe too often, then probably shouldn't work with me anyway. But it's just a matter of being authentically yourself at all times.
So let's go. So that's telling a story, getting people to know you. So it's omnipresence. The more they see it, the more likely they're going to reach out to you. Let's talk about some strategic videos, because I've been following all your stuff since we knew we were going to be on a panel together. We, by the way, just met, 24 hours ago?
Yes.
And so I would love to hear from you, and I can share after you. What are some strategic videos that you have created, and whether, like Brad talked about square videos and stuff, but what are some strategic videos you have created that you directly saw somebody that reached out to you and wanted to list with you or work with you in some way?
Yes, I mean, every video that I do, every story that I post, there's always some sort of lead flow, whether it's recruiting or if it's a seller or buyer. And so there's not really anything too strategic, but I will say that it's very important to stay educated, and it's really important to make sure that you're evolving with the times. So I had originally started doing these 4 or 5 minute long, like just insane skits. I mean, I was dressing up as like the Grinch, the Easter Bunny, whatever. But I thought those were my best videos. But they were only getting 40, 50,000 views, and I had really bad anxiety that I was going to be working somewhere else pretty soon. And then I started evolving, and I started doing the 60-second or less videos. And now it's honestly even like 10 to 30 seconds. Quick hitting, funny, using
Reels
trending
too?
sounds. Reels, yes. I get mad at my video guy all the time because they still send me horizontal video. Send me another horizontal video, you guys are out. For those that don't know, the vertical video is for Reels. So I started to evolve, and I started to make my videos a little bit shorter, but I wasn't used to that. I had to make the change. And if I hadn't done that, then, again, I probably wouldn't be here.
For you guys that don't know, this is vertical. So when you're recording the video, it's vertical. So that's what you use. When you're doing a reel, it's got to be this way. But if you're doing something we're just going to upload, you're going to do horizontal, you're going to shoot that way.
You get that, David? You got that?
You got
okay.
that.
So, but it's important to constantly evolve, and that's really what I started to do. And listen, it's against my grain. Like I don't know how to be funny in 30 seconds, right? Aside from my face, but you have to be.
You see what he did there?
Yeah, thank you. That was a bad joke.
I know.
But you have to be evolving, and you have to stay educated. What about you?
So that's a good one. I like that. I just want to point out one thing that he does, and he talked about, is I watched some of his videos. There was one I even told him, I'm like, dude, I like the video where you and the other girl walk up like you're in a Western, like you're going to draw on each other. And then it was like, hey, why don't we just join forces? And so basically that was his way to announce that they had partnered together in a funny, entertaining way. And I remembered it. So you look at comedians or people that tell a story in a different way, they can remember it. And if they can remember it, they're going to be more likely to know about you. So I love that you did that. Here's one that I do. So who was here for Kevin this morning, Harrington? Yes. Was good talk? It was a good talk? Yeah? So Kevin is a business partner of mine, and we have about a dozen companies together. And here's one of the strategies we do that's very powerful. It's called brand association video, or I just made that up, but that's what it is.
Sounded good.
It's creating a personal video. So if we're looking to work with a big company, typically it's getting equity in a company or it's getting stock in a company, advisory deals. We'll create a personal video to the CEO. And so what I'll do is I'll write a script. I'll give it to Kevin. He will go, take the script, shoot a personal video, or sometimes not even a script, just based on what he knew on the company. And we'll send that video to that person before they even met Kevin. So it's building this experience. Think of Cameo. Who's done cameos before? It's like that. It's a Cameo experience that's saying, hey, I'm Kevin Harrington, Brandon T. Adams, and I'm excited about your company. Here's some things I heard about. Here's some things we can do. I would love to talk to you further on a call. That's using a video to close a deal. We've used that brand association or third-party selling to sell million-dollar deals. You guys can do that in real estate. Think about a personal video or having somebody else in your team send a personal video to somebody in your network that builds that relationship to help you close a deal. I'll give you one more. Every Christmas, I send 150. Ralph, did you get one for me? Oh, good. I was like, oh, shit. I send out 150 personal videos. I say, hey, Brandon here, I just want to say we had a great year together. By the way, it's not a video that I create one and I send it to 1 million people spam. It's a personal video where I say, hey, you know, I remember when we were together this weekend. We had some good times together. I just want to say I appreciate you for all you do. If you know anybody that'd like to work with me, let me know. Either way, Merry Christmas. Personal video I'll send out to 150 key people of influence every year, and that helps close deals. What do? They respond back. And by the way, when I did that, I think 138 of them responded back. And so that's how you can build a personal relationship. Have you ever done something like that before?
Absolutely. I'm not going to plug.
Share examples. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to use, I'm not going to plug BombBomb here. They're not paying us, but, I use BombBomb all the time. And what I used to do, too, when I first had a smaller following is anybody that would follow me, it's kind of psychotic, actually, but I would go on their page and I would send them just a quick little 15-second video saying, thank you for following me. If you ever need any advice or any help real estate related, feel free to reach out. And it kind of created a community within my page.
It's, Gary Vee talks about doing the unscalable to scale. Mm-hmm. It's like those personal tweets and everything. On the video side of things, if you can learn to overcome the fear of creating videos and get over the fact like, oh, I'm afraid of what I look like. If you actually sent out personal videos to people, you can use that to close.
What do you think everyone's biggest fear is why they don't do content, right? How many people in here are making videos, sharing on their story every single day? 4? There's got to be more than that, no? For somebody that didn't raise their hand, what's a reason why you don't post on your Instagram or you're not using social media? Somebody shout it out. Okay. Right.
So I want to answer this, and then I'd love to hear your thought on this. So look at this. This is what I'm going to tell you. It takes one view to get $1 million deal. It takes one view to change somebody's life. It takes one deal or one view for something to be huge for you. And so when you know that, it's not about you. Get over yourself. And a lot of people, they care about what people think. They care how they're viewed, all these different things. Get over that. Brad, I love the part that Brad talked about that. Don't give a fuck what people think. Because if you do, your life is not going to be very good. Learn to be somebody once told me this. If you, in your heart, believe in what you're doing and you know you can add value to somebody, it's your duty to help them. And I believe if you create more video content, it's your duty to get it out there because you can help more people. Can you agree with that? Yes? So you got to get over the fact caring what people think because no matter what, people are going to judge you. They're going to judge you. How many people have judged you over the years?
I judge myself. I'm one of them. But as far as not having the content to create, you don't have to come up with an elaborate skit or do anything crazy. Whether you're in real estate or mortgages, you can do an educational video on rates. You can share some of your funny stories. How many people in here have just the most fucking insane stories from being in this business, right? I could come up with 10 off the top of my head that you wouldn't even believe. So share some of your stories, share some of your experiences, right? All these things. Share a video of today of what you learned from all the different speakers. But by doing that, you're showing people that you're in the business. People are now seeing what you're doing. And they're seeing that you spent this entire day here educating yourself so that you can now be better for your clients. So those are literally 3 videos. What's your Instagram, actually? I'm going to follow you and make sure you do this.
I like it. Hey, Brad Lee.
Yeah, I just copied him, but whatever. I'm going to make sure she does it, right?
I like it. I like
Got
it.
some accountability now.
One more thing while you're doing that. She asked, okay, what to create? Who you are, what you do, how you help people. Share who you are as a person. Share what you do in real estate. Or are you in real estate?
I'm in mortgage.
Mortgage. Okay. Well, just share what you actually do, and just literally sharing what you do consistently over time, which builds a brand. Most sales are done between the 7th and 19th time somebody sees you. Share who you are, what you do, and how you help people. You do that consistently, people will reach out to you.
Throughout my story, I used to be very consistent with it. I think I stopped being authentic, and I started worrying about how I look. I just eventually just became paralyzed and stuff. But I will say, the work I did for those 2-3 years, I'm still getting clients from it. I have all the handles. People still go to my page. It's still working, but I need to kind of keep the wheels spinning.
I love it. Are you going to create a video later today?
Absolutely.
Good.
Better.
Hold her accountable.
I will.
Give her a round of applause. So I'm going to ask you a random question, and then I'm going to give you a story on my own thing. But I want to hear something. What is something about you that nobody knows?
Man, that's a good question.
Something about your story, maybe growing up, whatever it is.
I had a drinking problem when I was 22 years old, and I actually spent the night in jail. I've never
ever
told
share-
that
you
before. I don't
never
know why
share
the hell
that?
I just no. I don't know why the hell I just told you that. Pretend I said nothing. All right. I need like the Men in Black little thing that everyone
I
forgets.
feel like we are having a connection now because I also spent the night in jail. I one-upped you. I got tasered.
Oh, I didn't get tasered. Thank
I don't
God.
think you guys do that.
Thank God.
So all of you that got tasered out there, we have a connection.
Oh yeah.
But no, where I was going with that, Dan, is when you share a journey and share an obstacle you had and share how you overcame it,
Right.
people see you as a human. And hey, we don't all do things right sometimes, but hey, I learned from it. And I'll give you an example. This is a little different one, but when I grew up, most of you, Ralph might know this, but I grew up with a speech impediment. I had a lisp. So at 7 years old, I was getting made fun of because I couldn't speak. And then I remember I was practicing in front of the mirror to master my communication skills. And eventually I mastered it. And so then I went on to get paid 5 figures to speak at events and all these different things. But I still share on my social media that, hey, anything's possible. I grew up with an impediment. I couldn't speak. I overcame it, and now I get paid to speak. I shared that on an Instagram story, and I gained a follower. His name's Jonathan Miller. If anybody knows him, do a shout. Hey, Jonathan! And Jonathan saw me speaking at an event. I got off stage, and he DM'd me, and he said, hey, Brandon, I'm putting on this event. Can we hire you to speak? I said, yes. He paid, I think it was like 10 grand at the time, to speak on stage. He pre-ordered 300 copies of our book. And then that connection led to over six figures in revenue. And so I asked him, Jonathan, what made you connect with me on such a deep level? He said, I grew up and I stuttered. I also had a speech impediment. And after talking with you and seeing we had a commonality, and also the fact that you grew up in a small town, I really could connect with you. Because I shared that story, it led to 6 figures in revenue and growing. If you share your story, you can connect with people at a deeper level that has nothing to do with business. It's just connecting with humans.
I love that. And you could never tell. I mean, 4 Emmys later, Jesus Christ, huh?
So I want to clarify. 2 Emmys for me, 2 for my wife.
Okay.
Give her a round
Oh,
of applause. This is my wife, right?
That's 4 total on this stage right here. 4 total between the 2 of us. So.
Okay. We got 1 minute. Ralph, do you have a question? I want you to ask 1 or 2 questions because you know us both. I want to hear any kind of question you have for us because you also started creating content. You got the Disruptors Network. I love the fact that you've started investing a lot of money in video content.
I think that for both of you, Brandon works with some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world at this point now. And Dan has not only made a huge dent in his business, but you have a totally other company. You just launched the podcast yesterday, which is going to be amazing. But branding it takes itself to some time. You have to believe in it before it starts to take hold and you get money out of it. If you could give these guys one tip to stay in it when they didn't think it was working, how did you do that? How did you stay in it, and how long so you started seeing results?
I think a big reason is your why, right? Everybody in here has the reason why, whether it's your wife, whether it's your kids, whether it's just your dying nature and wanting to survive and be the best, right? It's always your why. So for me, my back was against the wall. As I just aforementioned, I was in jail for a night, which changed my life, though, honestly, because I had to turn everything around. And building your brand is really the most important thing, and especially in today's day and age. It's a way to connect. It's a way to reach as many people as humanly possible, and I think your why is a big reason.
I love that one. I look at it this way. You know, I started creating content 8 years ago. I've spent over $1 million of my own money on video content, creating TV shows. We've done a movie, won some Emmys. But I'll tell you what the most powerful thing that keeps me going every day is that thing I said before. One view can change a life. One view can make your next $1 million deal. One view could be impactful. And every time I do create a video, even when I don't want to, I think it's not about me. It's about that one view. I created a video. I'll give you a great example. 3 years ago, I had a video on LinkedIn, and somebody saw it. They reached out. They DM'd me. We did a call. I became an advisor of their company. Let's fast forward 3 years. I have over $1 million of stock in this company. It goes public in 3 weeks. And so that's one example of somebody who saw my video 3 years ago that'll make me over $1 million. One view can change your life. One view can make you over $1 million.
That's awesome. That's super powerful for both of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's give it up for Brandon Adams and Dan Oneil. You guys are awesome. You guys should have a... Brandon.